here.
This meeting is being
But at
recorded.
least thank you for hanging in there. I was
Yeah,
just
no
like, I
problem.
hope she's still there. I was gonna, and I've never done it on my phone. I was thinking, oh, I could send one on the phone, but I don't. I just said, I'm
Right.
gonna check in here one more time. But anyway, thank you for hanging in there.
No problem.
My apologies. How are you doing?
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but I'm healthy, so that's good. Life is really crazy, and
Is it?
it is. I actually just got a message today from one of the ladies that attends my moon circles, and she was like, "You really need to take some time, Terry. It's starting to show." And I was like, "Oh my God." She
Did
goes,
you,
"No, you need to just like go to the beach for the day or something." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I know I do."
oh, did you do a moon circle for the lunar eclipse? Is that
We
what?
we did it Monday night because the eclipse was at 5 a.m. So
Oh,
I couldn't have people over at 5
yeah.
a.m. But yeah, we did. And it was
Oh,
good.
good.
Yeah.
Well, what's overwhelming? Just everything.
Just yeah, like my building is in the process. And of course, every little thing, like the builder has to call me and say, well, we're missing 5 inches on the stairway. So I'm gonna cut it into the bathroom. And I'm like trying to work my regular job and think about those things. And I'm like, I just want to be here, with
Yeah,
him
of
doing that
course.
stuff. So that's
Yeah.
hard. I'm doing my first bridal show this weekend for my laser business that I started in April. So
Nice.
that's nerve-wracking, and yeah, all those things.
I'm sure it will be fine. Is your partner doing it with you? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll do fine. At
Yeah.
least
I'm
you're
I'm just
both
gonna pick it up
there.
as a learning experience. But, like the first time you ever go camping, there's a
Exactly.
long list of things that you're like, "Oh, I should have brought."
It'll be good. You'll do just fine.
I think
And
so.
and then you did the birthday for your daughter last weekend?
Yes. Yes, and that went well.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
Very good.
Yep. They're all adults now.
Yeah.
I can take off for the beach.
Wash your hands off of that one.
You.
Huh?
I'm gonna come visit you.
Oh, you can anytime. Let me know so I can take some time off. You are more than welcome.
Yeah, I can't take any time off right now.
Yeah.
When I was stressing over my barn thing, I was like, "Oh, I should have taken a week off," and my boss goes, "No, you shouldn't have."
Good. Uh, well, you don't know. It's the first time that you've done this. How are you supposed to know?
Right, right. It's the
You
first
don't.
time for a lot of things this year. This has
Mm-hmm.
been a huge year of change for me, and I like it. I actually do like it. I'm just feeling like I need a break for a day or 2. I just need to chill out. So,
So
yeah.
that's like one of the things that we're talking about in the class.
I know,
You
I know.
gotta listen
I
to what your body needs. And
and I try really hard to figure that out. The module that talked about emotions, I'm like, definitely a very emotional person, and I have a hard time separating them from what's real. They definitely rule my life.
I it's true. I mean, that's why it was so a big like boom, aha moment for me. Just like just do your emotions. You are not your emotions. And just like, oh my gosh, that was just so lifting for me. But you also have to put that into practice too. And remember that, oh wait, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just doing overwhelm right now. But I really am overwhelmed.
I mean, I think I definitely handle the ups and downs and everything much better than I did 2 or 3 years ago, but I still am emotional, and it's hard for me to take my emotions out of some of my decisions. That's definitely where I see that it's like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Well, at least you are aware of it,
Mhm.
and I think emotions are, you need to have some kind of emotional guidance,
Right.
but it's not like, oh, I love that I'm buying it, even though I can't afford it. Oh, but I have to,
Right,
that kind of thing.
right.
Maybe not so much, but
Yeah. I mean, I've always actually found that if feel a certain way about something, that it turns out better than doing the math. Like, I don't know how to use a good example. I think a good example would be like picking out a car. It's not like I look at what kind of tires it has or what kind of brakes it has. It's like, I'm gonna sit in this car and see if it feels right.
yeah,
So that's the kind of person I am. I just kinda gotta feel the energy of it. And maybe that's different than emotions, you
I
know?
think, isn't that like your intuition, your inner
Right, but that's not
knowing?
an emotion, so maybe I'm confusing the 2. Just merge them all together.
Well, I mean, I think from what you're saying, that's like feeling into, you're allowing yourself to, well, a feeling can turn into an emotion, yes, but it just, from what you just said though, that seems like an inner knowing from what you're talking about.
Okay, so that's different.
Maybe. I i believe it is, like, because it's just like an emotion is something that you feel, like overwhelm.
Mhm.
Like you were probably definitely doing overwhelm when he was talking about the barn.
Yes. Yes, I was definitely doing overwhelm.
But I don't know, that's something, I guess, to sort of play with and try to figure out, is this an emotion? But what, the way you said it about, being in the car, you need to sit in it, feel it, how it fits you. And, you're an empath. You're a feeling person.
Right, and maybe that is why I'm confused between the difference of feelings and emotions, because I feel a lot of things,
Yeah.
not necessarily just emotions.
Yeah, because I just think that from when you doing your moon circle and what you said about the car and all those, that's your empathic self being there and being in it.
Mhm.
But it's the emotional stress and overwhelm that you're feeling. That's not your empathic
Right,
self,
right.
but
That's my tired self.
it's your exhausted, overwhelmed self.
Yes.
But
Alright, well, that's
even
good.
just, even if you can just, like, give yourself to take 10 and just say, whoa, hold on a second, I've got to just, I don't know, go outside or
Mm,
do whatever, where you need to be, and just do some breathing or something and just get more centered into your feeling self. So, because that's where your ideas and your centeredness comes from, right?
mhm, yeah. That makes sense,
instead of going with all the overwhelm.
right?
Just like, why are you telling me this? You just tell me after it's done. No.
Right?
Then you just envision this little tiny bathroom, 5 inches. How much is that going to make a difference?
Right. Well,
Did he figure it out?
yeah, we moved my Reiki room to the other side.
Oh,
Um, well, the problem is that one of the bathrooms has to be wheelchair accessible. So it has to be at
certain.
least 6 feet wide so that
Yeah.
there's room for the wheelchair.
Right.
So that was the little stressor. And I had said something to him about the stairway, which is right next to the bathrooms, being 4 feet wide. But when I drew it as 4 feet wide, I also knew that there was going to be 2x4 walls on either side. So that makes it the stairs actually only like 36 inches instead of 4 feet.
Oh,
So he made them 4 feet. So that's what caused the whole thing. It was a domino effect.
oh,
First,
okay.
I was like, okay, that's all right.
Well, it's not like you're an architect either. That
Well,
was
no.
pretty, I'd say that's a pretty good outcome.
Yeah.
Working together, going with the flow.
Yes, and I keep saying that. I keep saying that out loud. I'm going with the flow. I'm not forcing anything. I'm grateful for everything that is happening so smoothly.
Uh-huh.
Not going to stress out about it. It'll get done when it's supposed to be done.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
good.
And
Well,
that's been helpful to keep hearing myself say that out loud. I keep saying it to people that are in my life.
nice. Well, everything always, it will work out.
Mhm.
It will.
I have total
Yep.
faith that it's going to work out.
Yeah,
I really
and
do.
this is your dream, and it might not work out exactly as the plans are that you just found out, but it's still gonna work.
Right. Absolutely.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, good. So did you just as far as the class goes, well, I guess you did find out talking about emotions.
Mhm. Yes. And um I know I definitely want to rewatch I think it was the last one that you had asked about what is affected by the certain things. That was like, I don't know, 10 of them or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty.
So I started writing things down and I just went totally on a different page. I was writing down like where I was thinking, where in my body would I be affected by that? So I was writing things like that would hurt my head, that would hurt my heart. I was like, oh, okay, I just didn't even go the right way with that one.
Oh, as far as the self-care, the self-worth,
Yes.
oh, okay. But see, that's how how empathetic you are or empathic you are.
Right.
That's where you're feeling it. That's probably a really good thing too. Not probably, it is a good thing because then,
So
no.
I actually watched that one right before I had a client. So I couldn't rewatch it again. I haven't had time to rewatch it again, but I wanted to rewatch it because I think it would be interesting to figure out if the things that I was labeling would be connected to the same chakras of the things that you were saying.
Right.
So that I definitely want to go back and redo that because I have my list of what I was writing down. So yeah,
Cool. That's great because I
yeah,
know you do the chakra work and stuff,
right.
right?
Hmm. And I'll send it to you. It will
Yeah, I
be
was going to
interesting.
say maybe you could add to that because that would be awesome to
Yeah.
equate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that was pretty amazing how, and most of them all dealt with self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
Self-worth, self-awareness, self-love, self-care. I mean, they all go, it all goes,
Right. Right.
all
Well,
works together.
once you make the decision to start paying attention to yourself, which is the self-awareness, and
Mhm.
then actually act on what it is that you're reflecting on and learning, you're right, they're all tied together. Then once you start doing that, that you're gonna start taking action towards self-love.
Right. By healing each one of them individually, it will all help
Right,
enhance that self-love and self-care,
right. And then
self-compassion.
once you experience how good it feels, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of myself because that feels good.
And it's kind of a momentum. I mean, because you're so used to, being in your own, not you, but us. We're all so used to
Right.
being in our own status quo, our comfort zone or whatever, and we think we're taking care of ourselves. And then when you really start working on that or looking at something and just say, whoa, that
Right.
is, I have so much more work to do. And
Exactly.
it's, and the thing is just like the forgiveness part and the grieving part, it's not just, you can't just do it once and one and done, it's a continual ongoing process,
Mhm.
which can be an exciting way to live your life. You could look at it two different ways. It's like, oh my gosh, when am I going to have time to do all this stuff? Or it's just like, this could be, an adventure, and just be open, curious, open heart, open mind, open soul, open everything, and just say, let's do this and see what happens.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, I mean, I really wish some of the other people were on the call too, so we could just like compare or notice if you've noticed anything over these last 4 weeks. But, each week is completely different, and I know how busy everybody is too.
Right,
It's not, it's difficult to start putting all these things into practice, like ding, 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 right now, got to do them all, which
right.
you
I
can't.
I definitely feel like even just setting aside the time to do this helps me stay focused on taking care of myself. So,
Good.
it's the support, it's the
Yeah,
connection that definitely helps.
that's good. Yeah, it does help,
Yep.
because if it didn't, you'd let yourself get all caught up, or maybe you wouldn't, but it's so easy to get all caught up with everything else that's going on. And that's what always happens. It's
Right,
just like, hey, wait, I'm over here. I need some help and attention too.
right.
Me, for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's a big thing, even when you do feel like you did feel that overwhelm or something, even dealing with the situation. But then I know you're at work, but it's just like, whoa, I need to take a 5-minute break here and just get centered back into
Mhm.
focusing on what I'm doing on this end. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those timeouts and breathing or whatever it is that works for you, it's a good thing to help.
Yeah.
Did you, so I mean, emotions and doing this, that list of things is very, I believe, very helpful. That's why I had to add it. I wish it was a little more interactive, but
Yeah.
that's,
Like I said, I'm gonna definitely do that one over.
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
And was there anything else that struck you that or resonated with you that was like whoa, I better go back and check that out too? Or
Well, that one definitely is one that I wanna redo. Yeah. Please don't take this the wrong way. Some
no,
of them are like, "Yes, yes, yes, I know that. Yes, I do that." But then it's like, "No, Terry, you don't do that." So It's definitely, it's a nice reminder, even though, I've been through I feel like I've been through the war zone already, the worst
Yeah.
part of the menopause thing, and now I'm coming up out of the ashes again.
Mhm.
So, I feel like I've done a lot of the work is in that you're talking about, but it's really nice to have it laid out there. Like, I'm not the only one that went through the shit? So, I definitely am enjoying it.
Oh,
Yes.
good. I mean, I have to be honest, I am too, because it's just like, it's been a long time since I went through menopause, but these things still keep happening, as you know, too. It's not like when that year is done, you still have,
Here.
you know,
It lasted a lot longer than a year for me.
well, I mean, the year that your periods have finally been stopped for that full year, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And then you just enter into the postmenopause, and they say that can last for a good 8 to 10 years or even longer. It can even last through your whole life, but it gets less and less because I think we become more aware
yeah,
and proactive about helping. It's
mhm,
like not going through that through the rest of my life.
right? I remember being, like, so worried that it wasn't really gone, like, I've known other women that went without having their period for months or a year or whatever, and then they would have one again. So I remember that whole worry and, like, having stuff with me to be prepared in case. Um, because when I did have my periods, they were horrible, like, so, like, messy.
Yeah,
Like,
heavy.
I wanted to be locked away in a cellar somewhere where no one could see me. It was just like I ruined so many clothes and
Wow.
yeah, it was just horrible.
Was it that way your whole life or just
Yeah,
during menopause?
it
Oh,
was that way my whole life.
oh, well, what a nice freedom that must have been,
Yes. Yes,
even
I
though you
am.
had to go through some of the other things, but it's just like, finally.
When I was, school bus driving, my morning route would be 2 3/4 of an hour long, and I could not make it through my entire bus route without having an incident when I was having my period.
Whoa,
Yeah,
wow.
it was and,
Sorry.
and everybody'd be like, "Well, why are you so wigged out about it?" And it's like, "Because it's inconvenient." It's like I
Yeah,
have to wear Depends and a super pad,
double dipe.
right? They were crazy. It was really crazy.
Oh,
They're gone.
oh, yay, they're gone.
Yes,
Good.
yay.
But okay. Well, um, is there anything else that maybe you thought of that you wish I mm, could have added or mentioned anything about as far as self-care?
No, I think that you're very complete. I think you're doing an awesome job.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Um, okay, is there anything else you'd like to add or have to say?
Um, Not yet. I am definitely going to redo that and see how my answers line up with the chakras and what you have to say, and I want to send that to you.
Okay, I'd love to see that and compare that. That would be really, really interesting to see.
Mhm.
And might even be something interesting to just look into more too.
Right, because then knowing what could heal that chakra could help.
Yeah,
Like there's certain foods for certain chakras and there's certain vibrations and all of those other forms of healing that you could add to the self-care,
Yeah,
mindful practice.
that's nice. Well, I just
Yeah.
got a warning that our meeting's gonna end in 10 minutes. Not to
Okay.
rush you, but I just want to ask you, when your friend said, "Oh, Terry, you can tell this is wearing on you, you need to go to the beach or something," did you understand what she was talking about? Like what your behaviors or your actions were that made her say that?
Um,
You don't have to say what it was that you did or anything, but from what she said, did you understand where she was coming from and what she was talking about? Or,
well, I thought that I did, yes, but I don't think that there was a particular instance. She was just saying that you need to slow yourself down. I'm afraid something's gonna get overlooked, lost, or broken.
oh,
So I don't know if she was just kind of picking up on that and giving me that as a warning, like take a breath, you're gonna make mistakes.
ah,
Yeah.
so is she a pretty intuitive healer?
Yeah, she's actually an herbalist,
Ah, okay.
and she's one of my wound circle ladies, so I guess she's a little on the witchy side like I am.
Oh, cool. Well, so are you gonna heed her advice?
I am, absolutely.
Have you thought about what you could do to give yourself
Um,
a little bit of a break, even though you have all this stuff going on?
I have actually. I have a cousin who just moved back to Maine from Arizona, so I've been missing her for 10 years. Um, and she wants me to come and visit her, so I could do that, and I could go to her place for one night because it's only like a 3-hour drive, so that's not bad. I have a girlfriend who has a tiny house in the Northern Kingdom of Vermont who has definitely said I could stay there. So I have little places where I could just like get away. And actually, this woman that sent me that message has a yurt on her property that she has offered to me before. She's like,
Ooh,
"You just need some time away, you can come stay in my yurt." So
no,
I have, yeah, I have places where I could just go and chill out.
nice. So when are you going to do that? I want to hold you accountable or be
Okay.
your accountable buddy.
Okay. Be my
So you
partner in
can take
believing.
care, so I can remind you and help you to take care of yourself.
So I would need to check my calendar for sure. I actually know that, I mean, it's not enough time to do an overnight thing, but tomorrow night I have no clients at my laser place. So as soon as I get out of Corvin, I have like the night off and I might go see somebody for a couple of glasses of wine.
Good. Okay, that's awesome.
We'll,
Yeah,
s- we'll see if he's up for it.
nice.
But I mean, I can do that, little things like that. And I have gone to visit him a couple of times just to get out of my house and chill out. But a day at the beach would be awesome. Even in the wintertime, I love going to the beach.
Yeah. How far away is that?
2-hour drive.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
Good. And where is this Northern Kingdom of Vermont? What does that? I never heard of.
So that's what they call like the top 1/3 of the state because it's all just like forest
Oh,
and really rural, small little towns here and there, and they call it the kingdom, the North Kingdom.
ah, that's pretty cool. I
Yeah,
heard that before.
yeah. And that I actually haven't been to that place. I've been up to the towns that it's in, but I haven't been to her tiny house. It's new. She had bought an old dumpy house and then they tore it down and put a tiny house there. So, but she said that I could go and stay in it if I needed a night off. So,
Wow. Well,
yeah.
it's great that you have options, but we have to keep connected because I want to make sure you can go and do something like that.
Cheap. Yeah, okay. I'll, as soon as I book something, I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds good. So,
All right.
I will look forward to seeing you next week then, if that works out for you.
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Thanks for hanging in there, trying to get this
All right.
connected. Appreciate it. Feels like we're losing
No
this connection
problem.
anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Yes. It does. Yeah, it's being funky.
Yeah, I think I'm losing. It's like you're on a guitar or something. Boing, boing. Okay, well, Terry, I'll see you next week. Have a good week and good luck with your weekend, your bridal registry thing.
Thank
Okay,
you. Yeah. All right.
okay,
Thank you.
bye, Terry.